Hello and welcome to another episode in a series of walking guides for the highest mountains in Scotland. Today I return to Buachaille Etive Mòr to walk up Stob Dearg. Previously I've shown the ascent of Stob Dearg via Curved Ridge, a serious scramble. Today I show you how to walk up Stob Dearg via the main path that goes up through the corrie. There was a bit of snow, so I followed previous walkers' footsteps, mostly keeping to the well-defined path. This route is easier, but you still get the feeling of true mountaineering as you reach the steeper upper sections of the corrie, and on the descent it is a little bit exposed. The total distance for today's walk is around 7 kilometres, and the total ascent is 776 metres. The walking time is around 3 hours and 20 minutes without snow. There is a lay-by and an off-road parking area. Both of them are free with no height restrictions and are around 2.5 hours drive from Edinburgh or 2 hours drive from Glasgow. Links to the car park, the walking route and the Scottish Mountain Weather website are included in the description. From the parking lay-by, you head slightly east, then turn south down on the gravel road. I've changed to the satellite image. You can see here the parking lay-by. There's also spaces in this area of gravel road. There are some seriously large potholes as you go down this little ramp here, and then you can park, some cars can park at the edge down there, and you can even park right down at the end here, which is my preferred parking place, as long as you have the ground clearance. From the gravel road, you cross over this footbridge, and then follow the path. It goes down the side of the little cottage, continuing south. You'll come to the fork in the road here. You want to take the right hand side and then follow that path. You can see we're starting to ascend as the gradient lines are getting closer. The first part where you can go off the path and miss the turn is where it crosses the stream here. You can see signs of a path continuing on, but you do want to cross over and take that little turn to your right, cross over the stream and follow the path on the other side, and I'll show that in the video. You follow this path, it rises up a little bit and it's going alongside this stream. Around about here, you want to follow the path down right close to the stream. There is another path that goes slightly higher up on the right hand side, and in good weather that path's perfectly fine. There are some small cliffs that you're going to cross the top of, and some of the rock is just a little bit slippy. Easier to go down along by the stream at this point. A little bit further on, you'll see a path going up on the right hand side, well made stone path. It was covered in snow, so I missed it on the ascent and I went a little bit further along and then joined back up to it. On the descent it was more obvious and I followed it down properly. The path here is well made, well constructed, and without the snow it's really easy to follow. It does get steeper as it makes its way up. In the 3D flyover view you can see this path, and even in the snow you can see it up here. I actually ascended more directly. That was because you can easily make footsteps in the snow, and people ahead of me had walked more directly up. Without the snow, it's easier to follow the main path. Around about here, the main path does get a little bit more vague, a little bit muddier, a little bit rockier. Not as well constructed as it is all the way up to this point. You make your way across, and you're going up this final little section. Do not go up the gully. There's a gully right here. Go up as you're facing it. It's to the right hand side. There is a natural set of rock stairs. They make like a staircase and you make your way up through that, and then once you're up onto the ridge you turn to your left. Once again, without the snow, there's a clear path that ascends all the way up to the summit from here. So you're going up this broad ridge, making your way up until it flattens off, and then you want to bend to your left, and it's natural to do that because as you'll see ahead there's a steep drop, and it's a nice easy walk along this last section. It gets a little bit narrower near the end. There's one little section that you just got to step down some rocks, about a metre or so you've got to descend. It does just get a little bit narrower until you come to the final summit cairn. Easily recognisable, and then from there you simply retrace your steps all the way back down. When you come to the top of the corrie, on the descent it does look a bit steeper. Without snow it is straightforward and easy enough. There's no real exposure. With the snow and looking down, a little bit icy, you know, if you slipped you could have a nasty fall. So you make your way back down, just follow your footsteps basically and descend back down through the corrie. Once you get down a little bit, it gets really quite easy to descend the cobble path that's been constructed in the corrie. Follow that all the way back down, and again when you get to this point, descend back down to the side of the stream, follow that back down, and then you'll join again onto the path that's slightly above the stream. Cross the stream and then just follow that path. Keep walking all the way back out, down by the cottage and back over the river and back to the car park. Good morning. It's 9:30. The weather's a lot better than it was forecast. I'm at Buachaille Etive Mòr to climb Stob Dearg Going to go up by the walker's path today, so up through the quarry, rather than my favourite route up Curved Ridge, which I've shown in the past. The weather forecast is to be clear at the summit for 12 o'clock. Meant to be cloudy and misty until then. You can drive right down this gravel track and park down the bottom here near the bridge. Starting from the gravel road here, go down and cross over the bridge and then just follow the path that goes along the side of that little bungalow over there, and then it'll fork and we'll go up to the right this time and go right up the gully there. We'll be bringing crampons and ice axes. Can get a little bit tricky at the top. Doesn't look like a lot of snow, so it's probably just a walk all the way up. I'll also bring my snow chains. If it's a little bit icy at the rock at the top, then they'll be better than crampons. The summit's nice and clear. Put my boots on. Time is now 9:50, so I'm going to head over the bridge and just follow the path. At this split in the path, you take the left path to go up Curved Ridge. I'll put a link to that video in the top corner. And today I'm going to go to the right and straight up the corrie. Straight ahead is the corrie that I'm going to go up today, which is the main walking route. Goes up here. Near the very top of the corrie, it goes up slightly to the right of the lowest point. There's a series of rock steps, maybe a little bit icy today. There is signs of a path going up on the left of the burn here. My preference is to cross over and follow the path that goes up on the right hand side, at least at this point. I think this is the point where the path goes off to the right if you want to go up the winter route. It's certainly safer going up that way if there's a lot of snow. Continuing straight ahead a little bit, I want to go up the stream just ahead. The path splits. The more obvious path goes up the right hand side, but you're on the top of a small cliff, and if it's icy, you know, one slip you're going to have a fall. If you go up the side of the river, then there's no risk, and there's a clear path that joins back onto the main walking path up ahead. Just as you approach these big slabs, I'm going to go down to the left and walk up the side of the river gully. I turned off a little bit too soon. I've rejoined the same path. It's just up ahead where that big rock is. There's a path that goes up the side of the cliff and a path that keeps going up the gully. This is exactly where the path splits. You can see in the snow most people have taken the lower route. It goes up those sort of steps in the rock and along the top of the cliffs as well. But we'll follow this path on the left. The route I've plotted shows it going up more to the right now, but the map isn't clear. It's not got that fine a detail. We'll go up and see. So I've joined back up to the higher path on the right hand side. I'm not on the path, it's just a little bit down there. Nobody's been using it. Further ahead it looks like there's some footprints on the path. So I'm going to follow these footsteps and just head along Yeah, you don't really want to slip around here. I'm at 700 metres and the top of the corrie up there, just below 900 metres, it's about 870 metres. And from there you've got 150 metres more to the summit. It is one of the easier Munro walks, especially in the summer when you don't have any snow to deal with. This is not where the path is in the summertime. The path goes up over there. You can see some footprints going up that. Maybe they decided down. Today it's easy enough to follow the footsteps. Just in case it's not clear when I get further up, I'm not going up the gully, which is the lowest point. When you go up that rock scree section, you can see straight ahead up there, then you bend to the left and you can see quite a strong ridge line of rock. Those are the rocky steps I've mentioned in the description, and you just go up there. Probably need the snow chains, it will most likely be quite icy on those rocks, but not far to go now. The wind is definitely picking up as it's getting funneled up the corrie. There are footprints going straight up the gully. You can probably turn off to the right just before the final little chute. There's footprints going across to the right as well, so I'm going to head slightly to the right and up and round. Just about at the top. It's going to be more difficult to go down. What a difference a few metres make. I've just come over the top of the corrie rim. Oh, my face is frozen. You can hear the wind. I'm going to walk right into it just along there. So once you get up to the top of the corrie, you turn left. There's a really easy to follow path when it's not covered in snow. This is an easy route to navigate. You just keep to the high ground. So just go straight up there, curving a little bit to the left and then back to the right. Once you get over that first top there, the path goes a little bit straight on, maybe slightly to the right, but you're keeping to your right hand side, keeping a steep slope on your right. You'll eventually come to a bend to the left. Again, you bend slightly to the left, keep that slope on your right. Takes you straight to the summit. That's 2 hours into the walk. Normally you'd be at the summit by now, but the snow has slowed me down. I'm at the summit of Stob Dearg. I can't stop at the actual summit point. And the way the wind's blowing, to get out of the wind you'd be going off the edge of the cliff. I'm going to go back a little bit from the summit. Just to get out of the wind. That's a lot better. I've come away from the summit about 50 metres. The wind is blowing from my left across to the right. You can see on the right of the summit, it's just a sheer drop. You've got a couple of metres, but the wind, 30 mile an hour gusts, 29 mile an hour average. So it's windy. I've got behind this bit of rock, so I'm going to sit down and have some lunch. 2.5 hours since leaving the car park. I've got another 3 hours of daylight, so plenty of time to get back down. So I'm just going to make my way back down. It's like being in a snow globe, all this spin drift. Let's retrace my steps, go the exact same route that I ascended. The wind's on my back to start with, and then it'll be in your face going down the gully. Just ahead, I'm at the top of the corrie, turn to the right and descend down the corrie. I'll probably put my snow chains on. I've put my snow chains on. I'm just going to use my walking poles. Just going to step down this rocky set of steps. Some of it has some ice in it. Wasn't too difficult on the way up. Once you get past that, it's going to be an easy walk all the way down. The snow is nice and soft, so it's nothing difficult to descend. I'm down that rocky staircase, wasn't bad at all. Snow chains really help, give you a good purchase on the rock and the ice. Looked a lot worse than it actually was when you're at the very top. It looks quite steep. You just make your way down. From here, I'm simply going to follow my steps all the way back down. It should be straightforward. A little over 3.5 hours to this point. Descending down here is quite straightforward, nothing difficult. The wind hasn't calmed down. Just coming down the path here to the gully where the stream is. Earlier on I went slightly further up, joined a little bit further up, but I just noticed this path coming down here. Just going to bend back and join exactly up with the path I was on this morning, just there. Would also have been a fine day to climb Buachaille Etive Mòr. I've already done that in the winter. I'll put a link to that video up in the corner. Not far now to get back to the car park. Easy enough path to follow at this point. I'm back at the car park, 4.5 hours. That's a little bit better. The river was quite noisy back there. So 4.5 hours walking. Glorious evening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to showing you more in the next one. Bye for now.